Know the seriousness of what you're a part of. Know the seriousness of what you're a part of. Barakati Awa, Barakati Shai, Barakati Awa, Barakati Shai, Barakati Awa, Barakati Shai. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem El Shai, Bashem Rokakodash. Double honors, apostles, and elders of Great Stone. Peace and salutation to you, beloved Akim. That is pushing this word in sincerity and truth with humiliation all across four winds. To you, I salute. This is the brother's desire, one back at you, another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And, I want to get in this lesson, going into the word seriousness. It says condition or quality of being serious. All right? Condition or quality of being serious. All right? Gotta be serious about this thing. All right? This is life and death. This truly ain't no joke. All right? This is not no joke. You can't take this lightly. Start with me. I can start and ridicule myself, because I feel like I ain't doing much for the Lord, You got to be honest with yourself and, this truth. All right? It's at a condition or quality of being serious. You got to be serious, and the brother Yashua, he did a beautiful lesson going to, being serious about this truth. When you go into serious, it says arrange and it says serious, it says arrange in sequence, continuous. It says expressing earnest purpose or thought or resolute. Earnest, right? Let's look up that word earnest. Let's go down here. Jump to the word earnest. Serious or grave in speech or action. All right, zealous, serious. Seriousness, serious intent. All right? Okay? Okay? You got to be earnest about this thing. All right? All right? Let's go to Google definition. It says earnest describes someone or their actions as deeply sincere, serious, and showing a dedicated or heartfelt purpose. You got to be dedicated to this thing. You want to be dedicated to Esau and his job. Why you can't be dedicated for the work of the Lord? Why you can't sacrifice and give time for the Lord? All right? Okay, you don't give it for your woman. Why don't do it first for the spiritual woman? Wisdom. It says, earnest describes someone, all right, or their actions as deeply sincere. You got to be sincere about this thing. Deeply sincere, serious, and showing a dedicated or heartfelt purpose. It means pursuing a goal with steady focus intent rather than acting frivolously or superficially. Now look up the word. Let's look up this word, yeah. All right. Shalakia, right? One of the meanings say childish. I think one of the meanings say childishly. There's another AI overview of earnest. Describes a sincere, a deeply serious state of mind. We have to have a deeply serious state of mind. All right. An earnest person is completely committed to their goals, approaching their tasks, beliefs, and conversations with honest intent rather than lightheartedness or superficiality. All right, you can't be lighthearted about this truth. All right, you saying, "Oh, man, I can do this another time. I can do the word of the Lord another time." Okay, sufficient of the day is the evil thereof. You procrastinating to serve the Lord. You want to see what the scriptures say? Procrastinating when you your security, you could be destroyed. All right, you can't call back a day that has been passed. Do what you got to do for the Lord today. All right, you can't be lightheartedness about this truth, babe. Let me show what lightheartedness means. Let's see what lightheartedness means. Let's see what lightheartedness means. Light heartedness meaning. It says, lightheartedness means to a cheerful, carefree, and untroubled state of mind. You getting complacent, comfortable. It is the quality of being free from serious thought and anxiety or heavy worries, often characterized by playfulness. You can't be playful in the truth. Optimism and spontaneous good spirits. You can't be playful in the truth. You see? Playfulness. A multifaceted personality trait and be able disposition characterized by spontaneity, Salaki if I pronounce the word wrong, lightheartedness and a natural inclination toward fun and creativity. Alright? Yeah, we could have our fun from time to time, but for the most part, by this, you gotta be serious about this thing, boy. It involves approaching everyday tasks, social interactions, and challenges with humor, imagination, and distinct lack of rigid seriousness. You can't be like that with this truth. Alright? You can't be like that with this truth. What the scriptures say. Let's get this precept right. Let's get this precept. It says, 2 Peter 1 verse 10, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if ye do these things, ye shall never fall. Right? Now, I go on the shit. They Salakia, right? Give me a minute. That go hard. I go on the chat GPT. Right? I go on the chat GPT. Give me a minute. Second Peter 1 verse 10 means it says 2 Peter 1 verse 10 means that believers should make every effort to live accordingly to God's calling by growing in faith and godly character. Peter is saying, make your calling and election sure. Show by your actions. You see that? Not lip service. Show by your actions that you're serious. And way of life that your faith is real. That you truly belong to God. You know, that you serious by, you serious about this thing. The verse is not teaching you to earn salvation. Rather, as you grow into qualities Peter listed earlier, faith, virtue, knowledge, self-control, perseverance, godliness, brotherly kindness, and love, you gain confidence in your relationship with power. The second part, for if you do these things, you shall never fail, means that by continuing in these godly qualities, you will be careful from stumbling spiritually and turning away from faith. In simple words, live out your faith faithfully, and your life will confirm that God called you, helping you remain strong and steadfast. All right? So you should make every effort. All right? Okay, every effort. All right, there's another part what I saw on that, man. Let me see if I could. Hold on. Right. It says the seriousness is in the phrase give diligent, make every effort. Peter is saying that faith is not something to treat lightly. A person should actively pursue God's character and obedience to God. The encouragement is that believers continue in qualities Peter listed earlier. He listed qualities. In essence, Peter is saying take your walk with God seriously. See that? Let your life reflect your faith. Don't be spiritually lazy. Because a growing faith helps you from stumbling. The verse calls for commitment and perseverance, not fear, and point believers toward a life that increasingly reflects Mashiach. You see that? Take your walk with the Most High seriously, but let your life reflect your faith. Don't be spiritually lazy. All right. That's the kind of mindset we don't need to have in these last days, but you know, these little comforts what you get is going to get taken away. What the only thing left is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and what you put in, you're gonna get out. You know, so you gotta understand the seriousness of what you're dealing with. When you go into the word earnest, serious or grave in speech or action, you gotta be earnest, by. All right, zealous, serious intent about what you believe. All right, because it's gonna be known. Okay, in these times. All right, it's gonna be known. What the scripture tell us? What the scripture say? Until he come what? 1 Peter chapter 4. It says, 1 Timothy, I say in 1 Timothy 4:13. Until I get there, focus on reading the scriptures to the church, encouraging the believers and teaching them. All right, you see that? That's what we should be focused on. Be devoted to that. Do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through the prophecy spoken over you. The scripture in the KJV by the hands of Presbytery, the elders. All right. It says, through the prophecy spoken over you, when the elders, the church, laid their hands on you. See? All right. It says, give your complete attention to these matters. All right. Because when you give a complete attention to these matters, you're going to be devoted. All right. You feeding the sheep. All right. You watching over the flock. This would be commanded to do. All right. Okay. So at the end of the day, everybody get their lot. To do what they have to do in this truth. Everybody get their lot. All right. Everybody can be a prophet. Everybody get their lot. They're gonna do. Everybody get their lot. What the Lord said for them for Salak. All right. So do your part. What you could do for the Lord. You're gonna get paid for it. So it says, do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through the prophecy spoken over you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you. Give your complete attention to these matters. Throw yourself into your task so that everyone will see your progress. You see that? You got to work in this thing, boy. You got to be serious. This comes with a mindset of being serious, Keep a close watch on how you live, on how you live. That's you examining yourself and on your teaching. Stay true to what is right for the sake of your salvation and the salvation of those who hear you. So you see, this thing is important. You got to understand the seriousness of this. All right? This ain't nothing to be taken lightly. All right? This ain't no time to be lazy. This is the time to fight. This is the time to push, in this ministry. All right? Because we ain't get long in this bitch. It only so long before they shut this thing down. You don't want to have no regret. I didn't do my best for the Lord. So, hey, know the seriousness of what you're dealing with. You see, I brought up the word. Okay? Know the seriousness of what you're dealing with. I just want to bring those to spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.